Okay, week 4 began with the Bengals getting a closer than necessary victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Did not watch the game, but frankly, judging by the score, and I wasn't really surprised either. I was a little bit worried about the Bengals, but they got the job done. And whatever. I didn't watch the game, and I didn't watch the game again between the Cardinals and the Jaguars the week prior. I do plan on watching that game. It'll just be whenever. But it's time for the rest of your picks. Let's get started because I don't have time for this bullshit. All right, Titans going on the road. Hold up. Titans going on the road to take on the New York Jets. Now, the Titans sadly will be without their top 2 targets in Julio Jones and A.J. Brown. So that will be a concern. However, you're facing the New York Jets. They should have no problem with this matchup, regardless. Now, if they lost the entire roster and had to play all backups, then yes, that would be a big concern. But you're facing the Jets, and therefore should have no problem picking up a victory there. So take the Titans to beat the Jets. Lions going on the road to take on the Chicago Bears. Now, normally I do not like I hate it when Lions fans whine and cry about getting screwed when most of the time the calls they make against the Lions are usually right. Right. So most of the time Lions fans can cry people a fucking rivers for all I give a flying fuck. Now, I understand that the play clock is not on the CBS graphic or whatever down below is not official. And I also understand that it's the officials that determine the play clock, not the stadium play clock or whatever. With that being said, it was a solid 2 fucking seconds after Lamar Jackson snapped the fucking ball. After 0. Hello? And that 66-yard field goal, which, don't get me wrong, that was one hell of a kick, and Justin Tucker deserves to be in the Hall of Fame just for that alone. And by the way, he's already a great fucking kicker as it is. But give me a fucking break. Not that I give a fuck, because I had the Ravens winning the game anyway. But still though, that doesn't mean the Lions deserve to get screwed in this situation. However, I will say this. You know how you want to know how to not get in a situation like that? If the Detroit Lions don't give up a 4th and 19. Give me a fucking break. Now, the Bears. Yes, Justin Fields struggled, which is to be expected because he's a rookie quarterback, and rookie quarterbacks, whether you want to believe it or not, usually struggle. But now that Justin Fields is on the field, and as I expected, people are already saying, "See, I told you that Justin Fields shouldn't be starting yet. This game is proof of it. There. Yeah, here's the thing though. Here's the problem. When you're drafting a quarterback in the first round in today's NFL, with rookie contracts and 5th-year options, here's the problem. You only have 3 years. Really just 3 years to determine whether or not your quarterback is going to be the answer, or that it would be time to move on from this quarterback by the time his rookie contract ends. You know, do you really want to pick up the 5th-year option, which will cost you more money down the road? like I said, they only have 3 years to do that because you have to pick up your 4th-year option before the 4th year of the first round player's contract begins. So there's give me a fucking break. So with that being said, all the more reason why you should be starting your rookie quarterback and seeing what he has to offer. Now, I already went through this shit. There are extenuating circumstances, like if the quarterback is sitting behind a future Hall of Famer, or if the quarterback got injured in college or whatever, and it would be in the best interest for the coach to sit the quarterback out due to that situation. I would totally understand that. Or if the rookie is sitting behind even a solid starting quarterback, I would totally understand that. And don't say Andy Dalton is a solid starting quarterback. He is clearly not. And I don't even know who's going to be the starting quarterback. I don't think it should matter too much. I know the Lions have historically sucked outdoors. But go ahead and take the Detroit Lions to defeat the Chicago Bears. Colts going on the road to take on the Miami Dolphins. This is an interesting matchup because I don't think either of these teams are bad necessarily. The Dolphins are not necessarily a bad football team, and neither are the Colts. The Colts actually have talent. The problem is, and I know everybody's been saying this, but the problem is the talent was for Andrew Luck, and then he retired. After he got the help he needed. I get it. I get it though. Andrew Luck got injured because of Ryan Grigson's fucking nincompoopery and all that bullshit. The head coach and Chuck Pagano didn't help much either. But Andrew Luck had that help back in 2019 when he retired, and all of a sudden he retires. But anyway, here's the reason why I bring this up is because Carson Wentz is playing like utter fucking shit right now. And if I would get my fucking phone to work properly, that would be great. Anyway, and then you got the Dolphins, and Tua Tagovailoa hurt and still on injured reserve, designated to return, of course. Jacoby Brissett is not going to be good either. I wouldn't count, but the Dolphins still have somewhat of a good defense. It's maybe not statistically, but still a somewhat good defense. So this game is good, actually, because the more I think about this game, it's going to be a little bit tougher. I think the Colts have a better advantage at this point. So I guess give me the Indianapolis Colts to defeat the Miami Dolphins. Though this one could go either way. The Browns going on the road to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Once again, I'm a little bit concerned about the Cleveland Browns. They blew the Bears out 26-6 or whatever. It should have been 56-6. Let's call that for what it is. So I am a little bit worried. However, it's Kirk Cousins, and he has historically struggled and lost way more games than he has won against teams with winning records, both currently and by season's end. So go ahead and take the Cleveland Browns to defeat the Minnesota Vikings. Though I will admit, the Vikings did a really good job against the Seattle Seahawks last week, given the circumstances, and finally getting a victory over the Russell Wilson-led Seahawks team. It's been a while since the Vikings actually were able to beat the Seattle Seahawks. But go ahead and take the Browns to win here. All right. Washington staying on the road to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Wow, Washington, you have disappointed. Washington has been a disappointing team defensively. I mean, first game they did okay, and I say okay because they didn't do great because they still fucking lost to the Chargers. And then the following week they were giving up points against the Giants, but it's division game. It is what it is. Is there. And then you face the Buffalo Bills. I understand it's Josh Allen, and hey, Josh Allen finally back to his 2020 form. Let's hope he improve. Let's hope we see more of that Josh Allen this season. But yeah, so far the Washington football team has been a major disappointment. It doesn't help that they have a quarterback named Taylor Heineke, who obviously is not the answer. I understand he played well against the eventual Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card game, but who gives a fuck? He still lost the game. And the Falcons, meanwhile, hey, at least they are not the Giants. They don't suck as bad as the Giants, but they're still an iffy fucking team. God, this is a coin flip. This is the type of game I expect the Falcons to lose because they have lost to this team in the past at home. And I guess give me the Washington football team. I gotta take that chance, unfortunately. So yeah, take the Washington football team to win. Texans going on the road to take on the Buffalo Bills. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bills, end of story, moving on. Giants going on the road to take on the New Orleans Saints, and yes, the Saints are finally back at Caesars Superdome. They did not play, obviously, in case you've been living under a rock, and I don't think many people have, so I won't go through that nonsense, but obviously they couldn't play in there at the Superdome at the time because of Hurricane Ida. But the Saints got the okay to go back to New Orleans and back to Caesars Superdome, despite the fact that there was a fire, I believe. Wow. And this city's going to be hosting a Super Bowl in a couple years. Strange. Let's talk about the Saints. You know what? My bad on the Saints not picking against the Patriots because the Saints still have the talent somehow until 2022 when they have to deal with their salary cap situation again, which for the second year in a row is going to be one hell of a fucking mess. And then you got the Giants, who are also kind of in salary cap hell. Oh, and speaking of the Giants, what the fuck were you doing scoring only 14 points against a garbage-ass Atlanta Falcons team? That defense is the equivalent of diarrhea and menstrual blood. And they only managed 14 points. You know what that means? It means it's a combination of horrible quarterback play, or at least below average quarterback play, horrible coaching because Joe Judge is a fucking loser, and Jason Garrett, the clap himself with his garbage play calling. He literally needs the clap, but that's another story. Okay, I said my piece. Saints, end of story. Fuck out of here. Chiefs going on the road to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now I know the Chiefs have been slacking off the previous two games, and I get it. And I may have underestimated the Chargers just a little bit. a lot, quite frankly. I think the Chargers defense is actually legit. And that may be enough to be enough to get to the postseason. But I'm not. Despite this, though, I'm still not sold on the Chargers. As far as the Eagles go, did not watch the game, but as soon as I saw this, as soon as I saw it was 41-21 Dallas Cowboys over the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, trust me, I do want to watch that game. But I want to watch the Manning version of the game because I am not a huge fan of Brian fucking Greasy on the Monday night fucking booth. Everything that clown touches turns to shit. That's another story for another fucking time, which I don't have time to get into. Okay, don't want to take too long on this one. Look for the Kansas City Chiefs to get back on track, and look for Andy Reid to get his 100th victory as the head coach of the Chiefs. Oh, Chiefs. I could be wrong on that, but it is what it is. Okay. Early marquee matchup. Panthers going on the road to take on the Dallas Cowboys. I will give the Panthers credit for this front. Their defense is actually really fucking good. The Cowboys' offense is really fucking good as well. So, we'll see what happens. But however, I'm just going to go by the quarterback. I know it's a lazy fucking thing to do. And I know this will be considered a heavy bandwagon pick because it's the Dallas fucking Cowboys. Boys, the most overrated team in sports history. But go ahead and take the Cowboys to defeat the Carolina Panthers. Seahawks going on the road to take on the San Francisco 49ers. The Seahawks have lost 2 in a row after their 1-0 start. Disappointing loss at home to the Tennessee Titans, and they blew another lead again and lost to the Minnesota Vikings. This was my concern. Were the Seahawks in 2020 on their last legs with Pete Carroll? So far, it's been proven that it is true. Their defense is not as good as it was back in 2011, 12, 13, 14, whatever. And the 49ers, I gotta watch that game too. I gotta be honest with you people, I have not been watching. I did not watch a lot of games in week 3, including the Sunday night one. Or the Monday night one. But look, if the Seahawks lose this game, they're fucked. They are fucked as fucked can be. Because considering the division that they play, it's going to be a hell of a mountain to climb to try and get back on track in the NFC West. So go ahead and take the Seattle Seahawks to defeat the 49ers. And frankly, the Niners need a victory too. But I'll just take Seattle. Cardinals going on the road to take on the LA Rams, the second NFC West matchup. And this should also be an interesting game. Good job by the Rams beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the defending Super Bowl champions. Matthew Stafford actually played great, so my bad on Matthew Stafford. It really was the Lions that was the problem with Matthew Stafford's career, and only the Lions. So my mistake. However, it is 3 weeks. Does not determine how well the Rams are going to be. I'm going to take the Rams to win this game, too, because the Cardinals' defense, and nothing against the Cardinals, I expect this to be a shootout, quite frankly. However, I will give the edge to the team with the better defense. Until proven otherwise, Vance Joseph's defense will always be suspect. That's all I've got to say about that. Okay, most of the United States is going to be watching this game. Steelers going on the road to take on the Green Bay Packers. Finally, an Aaron Rodgers versus Ben Roethlisberger matchup in in a Steelers-Packers game. It's been 11 years since that has happened, or whatever. Problem is now, Ben Roethlisberger is struggling like fuck, struggling really fucking bad. And yes, it's easy to blame the offensive line, and don't get me wrong, the offensive line is playing like shit, but Roethlisberger's not helping himself either. So people can make excuses about Roethlisberger all they want, but at the end of the fucking day, hey, he's not. He's just as responsible for the Steelers' struggles as the rest of the fucking team. And holy crap, the Steelers have their sack streak because they had 77 consecutive regular season games with at least one sack. That finally ends because TJ Watt got injured for one thing, but even then you were facing the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line. I mean, no disrespect to Cincinnati. They are what their record says at the moment. They are 3-1. But that's a fraudulent. But some people have been saying it. And yeah, it's a fraudulent 3-1. Give me a fucking break. And the Packers, well, they narrowly escaped against the 49ers. Of course, even 30 seconds is too much time for Aaron Rodgers, I guess. It is what it is. Any average quarterback, the Niners win the game. Unfortunately, they had to face Aaron Rodgers. Oh well for the 49ers. And so, all right. I don't want to take too long on this pick. I'm sorry for rambling. Take the Packers to defeat the Steelers. The Steelers can be better over time if their offensive line improves over time, or if they rely on their fucking defense. But they better get their shit together quickly. Ravens going on the road to take on the Denver Broncos. Well, Denver Broncos, the preseason for you is now officially over. Now you have to face a real football team, a competent football team in the Baltimore Ravens. Look, and like I said earlier, I know the Ravens probably didn't deserve to win that game, maybe, but it is what it is. They're 2-1. No sense bitching about it. And besides, that was one hell of a kick by Justin Tucker. And like I said, don't give up fourth and 19s, and you won't have to worry about the referees. But now the Broncos now have to face a real football team. Obviously, I've been watching the Broncos very closely. Their defense is not all that, and their quarterback. Look, Teddy Bridgewater is okay, all right? At least the Broncos are beating these crap-ass football teams, something that I have not seen over the previous 3 seasons. Or rarely seen in the previous 3 seasons. Not that, which is the difference, of course, between 5-11 and 10-6 or whatever. Now, and Denver has once again hit the injury bug. I hear that shit spreads way worse than COVID-19 ever would. Okay, I know it's a tasteless fucking joke, but kiss my fucking ass. The Ravens are hitting their own injury bug. So there should be no excuse. So injury should not be an excuse as to why either team loses. Go ahead and take the Baltimore Ravens. They have to, because the Broncos defense has to face a real quarterback. Listen. Lamar Jackson, he's average. He's pretty much average at best when it comes to actually being playing quarterback. But he's the only source of any running game that the Ravens have currently at the moment. So it is what it is there. Plus, Baltimore's defense is still better than Denver's defense, and the Broncos will find out really quick. Teddy Bridgewater will find that out the hard way, most likely. And don't worry, Drew Lock fan feces. Should the Broncos lose 3 in a row or whatever, Broncos fans will be wanting Drew Lock back in the fucking lineup because some Broncos fans are just that fucking fickle. I'll accept the result either way because it is what it is. I can't control what I can't control. If that makes sense. Anyway, take the Ravens. All right. Oh God, this matchup has been most likely have been talked to death over the week. I haven't been paying attention to the media coverage because they suck fucking donkey balls. But Buccaneers going on the road to take on the New England Patriots. Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick. Who really was the system, right? Was it Bill Belichick or was it Tom Brady? I did go overboard after watching the Super Bowl, after the Buccaneers kicked the Kansas City Chiefs' ass, like they did. But Jesus Christ, it would be considered a huge upset if the Patriots were able to beat Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's offense. I get it though. I just heard the news that Rob Gronkowski is not going to make the trip either, so that's going to be kind of a disappointment. And I guess that leads to my second point. Don't look for this to be some epic contest that sports media is hyping it up to be. I just don't see that to happen. And I know the Buccaneers struggled against the Rams. It is what it is. They had to travel coast to coast, and now have to travel back to the East Coast and Northeast to be exact. But go ahead and take the Buccaneers to win this game. And last up on ESPN NFL Monday, Primetime Football Monday, whatever, Raiders traveling to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. Like I said, the Chargers defense looks legit as far as I'm concerned. The Raiders look legit too. I understand they're 3-0. I understand they faced a struggling Pittsburgh, suspect Baltimore, and suspect Miami. And I understand the Raiders were down early to the Dolphins, and I understand they had to win in overtime against the Dolphins. However, the Chargers are having to travel back at home. Last time the Chargers were at home, SoFi Stadium was dominated by Cowboys fans. And now it's going to be this coming Monday, it's going to be dominated by Raiders fans. That it didn't work out the last time for the Chargers, and I don't think it's going to work out this time either. Go ahead, take the Las Vegas Raiders to defeat the LA Chargers. And that's all I've got to say about that. Sorry this video is way too long, but I had a lot to get off my fucking chest. So, let's see what happens when week 4 is said and done. That's it. That's all. Till next time, later, fuckers.